O son of Shabib, my father, Imam Musa al-Kadhim, has related from his father, Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, who has related from his grandfather, Imam Ali Zain al-Abidin, that when my grandfather Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was martyred, the sky rained blood and red sand. O son of Shabib, if you weep over the afflictions of Hussein, such that tears flow from your eyes and fall upon your cheeks, Allah will forgive all your sins, whether big or small, and less or large in number. O son of Shabib, if you desire to meet Allah the Glorified, in a pure state, purified of all sins, then go for pilgrimage to the grave of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. O son of Shabib, if you desire that you may abide in the palaces of paradise, in the company of the Holy Prophet and his pure progeny, then invoke Allah's curse upon the murderers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. O son of Shabib, if you desire to earn the reward of those who were martyred along with Imam Hussein alayhi salam, then whenever you remember him, say, I wish I had been with them, then I too would have attained the great triumph. O son of Shabib, if you desire to reside in the exalted status of paradise along with us, then bemoan our sorrows and sufferings, and rejoice in our happiness, and remain attached to our love. For even if a person is attached to a stone in this world, Allah shall make him arise with it on the day of Qiyamah. Tradition number 2. Through successive chain of authorities, the noble Sheikh Muhammad ibn Nu'man al-Mufid, may Allah sanctify his spirit, relates from the noble Sheikh Abu al-Qasim Ja'far ibn Muhammad Qawlawayh al-Qummi, may Allah send his grave, from Ibn Walid, from Safar, from Ibn Abul Khattab, from Muhammad ibn Ismail, from Salih ibn Uqba, from Abu Harun Makfuf, who says that once I went to the presence of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam. Imam told me to recite some couplets, to which I started reciting. Then Imam alayhi salam said, not like this. Recite as you do so for him, Imam Hussein, among yourselves, and standing on the head of his grave. Then I recited, while passing by the grave of Hussein, tell his blessed sons. Then Imam alayhi salam started weeping, and hence I became silent. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam told me to continue and recite some more. Thus I recited, O Farwa, arise and weep, and lament upon your master Hussein. Give an opportunity to weep over the corpse of Hussein. Abu Harun continues that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam wept bitterly, and the women of his household too wept. When they became silent, Imam alayhi salam said, O Abu Harun, if a person recites couplets about Imam Hussein and makes 10 people weep by it, then paradise is reserved for him at that very moment. Then Imam alayhi salam started reducing the number of persons till he reached 1 and said, if a person recites couplets about Imam Hussein alayhi salam and makes a single person weep by it, then paradise is reserved for him at that very moment. Imam retorted, anyone who remembers Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and weeps over him shall have paradise as his reward. The author, Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi, says that the couplets recited by Abu Harun were the ones composed by Sayyid al-Himyari, and which has been explicitly quoted by Sheikh Ibn Nima. Tradition number 3. through successive chain of authorities. Shaykh al-Saduq relates from his chain of authorities from Ibn Abbas that Imam Ali alayhi salam asked the Holy Prophet salawatullahi alayhi wa alih, "Do you hold Aqil dear to yourself?" The Prophet replied, "Yes, by Allah, I do hold him dear due to two reasons. The first being that I personally hold him dear. Second, being that Abu Talib loved him, and that his son, Muslim, will die befriending your son, Imam Hussein. And verily, the eyes of the believers will weep over his martyrdom, and the angels close to Allah will send blessings upon him." The Prophet started weeping, and tears fell upon his chest. Then he said, "I complain to Allah regarding that pain and suffering which my progeny will have to bear after my death." Tradition number 4. Through successive chain of narrators, the Honorable Sheikh Abul Qasim Jafar ibn Qawlawayh relates from Musma' Kardin, who says that one day Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salam told me, "O Musma', being a resident of Iraq, do you go for the pilgrimage to the grave of Imam al-Hussein?" I replied, "No, for the people of Basra know me well, and they are the adherents of the Khalifa, and there are numerous enemies from the Nasibis, those who bear enmity towards the Prophet's Ahlul Bayt, of the clans and others around us. I fear lest they malign me in presence of the sons of Sulaiman ibn Abdul Malik, the Abbasid Khalifa, who would then torture and harass me." Then Imam alayhi salam said, "Then do you remember the troubles which were inflicted on Imam Hussein alayhi salam?" And I replied in the affirmative. Imam again asked, "Are you then disturbed by it?" I replied, "Verily, yes, by Allah, and this grief affects me such that the people of my family see this upon my face, and I even leave my meals while this sorrow becomes apparent on my cheeks." Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, "May Allah have mercy upon your tears. Verily you are of those people who are afflicted by our grief, those who rejoice at our prosperity and lament over our sorrows, and who are attached to us in our time of dread and peace. In fact, when you die, you will find our blessed forefathers close to you, and they will counsel the angel of death regarding you. And glad tidings shall be given to you, which will illuminate your eyes. Then he shall be more compassionate and merciful towards you than a mother is to her son." Saying this, Imam started weeping, and I too could not control my tears. Then he continued, "Praise be to Allah, who with his mercy has exalted us over all creatures and favored our household, Ahlul Bayt, with his blessings. O Musma', verily the heavens and the earth have been lamenting since the time of the commander of the faithful, Ali alayhi salam, was martyred. The angels who weep over us are numerous, and their tears have never dried up from the time of our martyrdom. And there is none who does not lament over us. And no one weeps over us and our afflictions, except that Allah sends His blessings upon him before his tears fall upon his cheeks from his eyes. And if one tear which have fallen from their eyes is thrown in the pit of hell, its heat would cool down as if no fire ever existed there. The one whose heart feels pain for us will rejoice on the day he sees us during his death, and his delight will remain intact till he meets us at the fountain of Kawthar. Kawthar itself will be contented to see our friends, and such delicacies will be placed in his mouth that he will not be ready to move away from there.